It's been days after the fire incident, but the victims here are still struggling to come to terms with what has happened. Now, following the incident, authorities have hinted that this portion, especially the parts that has been badly affected, will have to be reconstructed. And this is a major worry because the traders here feel that means they will have to stay home for some time. They are thus urging these authorities to ensure the reconstruction is done within the shortest possible time.
And we'll be also the boy be a man when we are samba near Betwan, when none be near the slow boy. Ye the dance will be until yes, Rabban say, and you many ye on my shana almost see mine. On Mom Wyatt, just say a train near any boy for beer. Until Abana Moy and Yamina say, Nina say, until Marka cry a sabban, so about boy and no more seats stores wintem. Neja, yes, yet my bem, till moi. Say, now,
a government delegation led by the Minister of State designate in charge of local government has been here. That's Mr. Osebun's Amwa. And according to him, this facility will remain closed for some time. And until security officers and other persons who are involved in the investigations recommend that it should be open, that's when they'll make it available for traders and other people to come here. He's also assuring that a committee will be set up and it will look into the issue extensively and will come up with recommendations that will be adopted.
This is an Ministry of Local Government. So the Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development reserves the right to set up a committee. And as soon as possible, he sets it up. They will depend on the fact-finding issues and the recommendations of the committee to be able to go on as to how to prevent such a situation again, and especially to make sure that the new one which is being built will not go through this process. The initial period is 3 days, but we are depending on the report of the security services and consultants and those who matter and advise on these issues. If they say that it should go beyond 3 days, we'll have to accept their recommendation and then move on. It could be a week, it could be 2 weeks. If it's even more for our safety, we have to accept it and let them work. If it had been even more disastrous than this, we would have had no option but to stay at home to make sure that everything is safe. So we have to depend on the technical people who would agree that now it's safe to move in. What is the point in moving here for you to come and fall into trouble just because you wanted to make some money?
For the mayor of Kumasi, Mr. Samuel Pine, he says that the assembly will liaise with government to ensure that all processes are followed within the shortest possible time so that traders will return here as early as possible.
An unfortunate situation, and we grieve over all the affected victims. But what I want to assure them is that the assembly and government is ready to give the necessary assistance. Also, we all committed to make sure that the action is expedited to make sure that they come back to their businesses. What I'll plead with them is that they should take heart, be patient with the processes. When you have such facilities and you have such catastrophes, definitely you cannot simply move in the day because you want to make some money. So we plead with them that what the timeline that we're giving to them, let's adhere to that and make sure that the right things are done so that we don't have a reoccurrence of this unfortunate situation.
Some leaders within this facility have also been sharing their concerns with respect to the latest developments.
Baby, I didn't do any play. And your man, she, as I say, you try to do. And now your baby, and your man is she and now. Say, I need a journey inside. A journal, just say, say, who say, a ground floor here, and Kayang. Yania, what second floor, and Kayang. As a Muslim junior, and 24 and 1. Sabi, who says, I baby, clone the told to me. Yeah, what you baby, I watch you any day. Security back at a hard sick. I'm another one. Free Aquaca, Mobia, Faho. That's Aquaca. Sabi Obia, or no, so I couldn't do a Janija Asia, and an Yama Asia, na akɔba sɛ ɔno nso so abɛsaa ne bi deɛ yɛdwen wɔ ntiate because sɛ afei na ka no ebi bɛka ho.
With respect to the timelines, as he said, the local government minister is going to set up a committee to investigate the cause of the fire and its intended recommendations. We, the traders, are appreciative of it. We would also like to appear before the committee because we have a lot of things to say to the committee. Because we are in the market, and over the past 3 years, we have been operating inside this facility. And the concerns that we've raised before the management, of which they've not attended to, when this committee is set up, we'll be much glad to appear before the committee to also make our input in the committee's report.
It's the wish of traders here that authorities will come up with some urgent interventions so that they'll be able to resume their usual activities and life will bounce back to normal. For Citi News, I'm Edward Upon Marfo, New Kejetia Markets, Kumasi.